I want to be in Forbes. I want to be a Fortune 500 company.
Harris
believes she is going to be a Fortune 500 company. That's what she just said. This is the reason why men don't respect women. This is the reason why men don't respect women who call themselves boss queens, because your ideology produces this.
I'm ambitious. I have
sorry.
goals. My life is worth something. I want to leave a living legacy for my son.
Your living legacy is going to be this. This is going to have the most amount of views of anything you ever do in your entire life. And it's going to be a sad display, one of crashing and burning. Not only is everyone at this table judging you, and that's evident, the entire chat's mocking you, and all the viewers are viewing you as not just delusional, but so out of congruence and at war with reality that you probably have an illness.
I want to be in Forbes. I want to be a Fortune 500 company. I'm ambitious. I have goals.
Would you want your son to grow up in school and them watching like your OnlyFans? Like, imagine
believe it or not, though, it gets even better.
in high school.
Okay.
So after saying she's going to be a Fortune 500 company and be in Forbes, this is what she says.
He's not in high school. He's 21 now, and I just had this conversation with him last week. I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing OnlyFans, but it's not.
I'm going to be on the Forbes list. This video may seem chaotic, but it's actually a very technical analysis of the truth. When women feel threatened by objective reality, they will say the opposite of reality. And I've been fascinated by, as someone who understands that a word of truth outweighs the world, by people that find themselves compelled to say the opposite of something that is good, the opposite of something that is coherent, logical, or makes sense, because that is an indication that they are beholden to or serving something that is the antithesis to humanity. And you often see this in delusional women. This clip is going to be only a couple minutes long, but when tuning in last night to this Fresh and Fit show, obviously on Fresh and Fit panels, it's not uncommon to hear a woman say delusional things that make no sense in a way that is almost obviously designed by her to be incoherent as a sort of revenge on the men holding her accountable and reminding her that objective reality judges her regardless of any cult-like ideology she finds herself a member of, like feminism or leftism. But what this old woman had to say was so bizarre, I thought it could be a psychological analysis. So let me show you what I'm talking about. For those unfamiliar with the format of the show, after the women give their opinions, Myron, the leader of the podcast, gives his, and we all get to watch the girls' reactions.
It was interesting to kind of hear your guys' perspective on this stuff. My thing is, like, I don't think men and women are equal at all. I don't treat women as equals, ever.
Or better.
This old woman on the panel actually says that women are better. Her justification for that statement is that women can sleep with their bosses in order to gain status in competence hierarchies dominated by men, which is hilarious. This is what I mean when I say women invert truth. So obviously a woman sleeping with her boss to gain status in a hierarchy that is meant to measure meritocracy and competence, where men compete brutally with each other endlessly for status and influence, would be a violation and rejection of meritocracy and therefore viewed as pathetic and substandard. And this is where the analysis very clearly represents itself as much more than a red pill conversation. This is a philosophical and psychological conversation, which is where this channel tends to live more often, of the degenerate female psyche, when it becomes triggered, is not interested in the mechanisms of objective reality like meritocracy and competence, or objective truth, obviously, because she just said women are better. Now, hear from her own mouth why she thinks that, and it takes a very bizarre turn.
Or she could do her own thing and build her own business.
So, keeping in mind, of course, she's old, past the wall, on a panel with a lot of younger, hotter women, even though they're all pretty busted.
So you have the option, and options mean you have leverage, and leverage is good in business.
A
man doesn't have the leverage unless he's a pretty boy, right? He doesn't have the option to have a sugar mom.
Keep in mind, this woman actually exists. She has to feed herself every single day. She has to live with the brain that's between her ears.
Or be successful. So I don't have to burn any bridges.
With girls, some girls are not cute enough to have sugar daddies either.
Well, I'm just saying I don't have to burn it, but guys want sex, so I don't have to burn any bridges. I can.
She's going off the rails so much that the other degenerate women at the table are correcting her.
I can climb the rungs of the ladder other ways if I'm.
That's how easy it is to debunk what she's saying. It's like that. It's that surface level. That's kind of why I'm just letting the video play and not interrupting too much.
Willing to do whatever it takes to get this business going. I'm gonna do it. If it's OnlyFans, I'll do it. If it's schmoozing, I'll do it. I'm not gonna burn any bridges. That's for sure.
So that makes you better?
My question though,
yeah, because I have options. I have two.
Emotionality. So understand, if women ran the world, everything would collapse instantly, because this is what they would want to make the world in the image of. Total incoherence and nonsense. I don't think actually most women, and I mean this technically, the majority of women, meaning above 80% of the women alive, don't understand how coherently the world has been structured so that it can function daily. Anything this woman is in charge of, from a coffee shop to national defense, would instantaneously be ruined, perverted, and become a liability if she had any influence whatsoever over it. Very perversely, though, women like this particularly want to be treated as though they're equal to competent men. Oh my gosh, I'm equal to Elon Musk. It gets better, though. Listen.
Options. You only have one. You have to work. You have to make money if you want to get the girls.
But do you think that your financial...
Listen to this through a prism of psychological analysis and the philosophical understanding of Marxism.
Boy,
do you think that you're financially equal to the man if you slept your way to the top?
I don't care. I don't want to be equal to.
There's the admission, I don't care. So multiple aspects here. I don't care about meritocracy. I don't care about respect. I don't care about those things which denote accomplishment in the hierarchies that built the world. And then I don't want to be equal to anybody because...
Anybody. I just want to be successful and make money. And then I can do it.
I just want to be successful and make money. Says the old destroyed woman without kids. It's actually really sad. It's really sad. Like how does a person get to this place? I wonder when I watch this, what type of content she digests. Is it like hustle culture on TikTok? Is it like single boss queens telling her she can make money? And then these suspicions are confirmed when I hear what she has to say next.
Whatever the fuck I want to do, and I can have whatever guy I want to have.
Not disrespectfully, just like I'm trying to gauge, like
she knows that she's being judged here in accordance with a prism of objectivity, which she has labeled and demonized as oppressive and, from her own admission, unimportant.
I'm just like a guy. Think of
so it goes more off the rails.
Me like a guy. I'm equal, but better because I have that.
So she says here,
have whatever guy I want to have.
Not disrespectfully, just like I'm trying to gauge, like.
After being judged, she says this.
I'm just like a guy. Think of me like a guy.
I'm just like a guy. Think of me like a guy, she says, after saying she doesn't care about respect, saying she doesn't care about competence, saying that she doesn't care about bothering to compete in the rigorous, brutal competition hierarchies that men use to build the world. While every other half sentence she says contradicts what she said in the sentence before. I want to know if women who think of themselves as hustlers understand how pathetic this looks to most men and why we look down on you. This is not only substandard, this qualifies as a mental illness that should have you institutionalized.
I'm equal, but better because I have that extra option. I could marry a guy. If I just wanted to take the easy road, the boring road, I could just...
Dude, this old hag thinks she could marry a rich dude. You think that a rich dude would marry her? Why? Why wouldn't he marry a 25-year-old or even a 35-year-old? This woman looks like she's pushing 50.
Marry a rich guy, but
this is what I mean by where does this delusion come from? What do you guys think? Like, is it TikTok? What genre of TikTok? What genre of YouTube Shorts? What is she watching to make her think these things?
I don't need that. I'm a competitive person. I'm like a guy. I like to challenge.
That's not financially equal, though.
I want to win.
But
how are you winning?
I'm winning.
Dude, all the other girls at the table were like, yo, oh, this is embarrassing.
By accomplishing something. I mean, my life is worth something.
This is sad. Feminism did this. Feminism is to blame. And, obviously a lot of degenerate broken women will blame the accountability matrices like me holding her accountable here as oppressive and the problem when, of course, they're the problem for creating this. Just as they invert reality and say the opposite of the truth, they can't stand accountability because they can't stand objective reality. I was just, the guy that the watch that this guy is wearing costs more money than this woman has made in her entire lifetime. And he's not even near the top of men in the Forbes list, and he's still 10,000 times more competent than her and is capable of having thoughts that are so congruent as a result of his status and accomplishments she'll never understand, and yet it's not even close to Elon Musk. You know what I mean? These women really are truly delusional.
I want to leave a living legacy for my son. I want to be in Forbes. I want to be at a Fortune 500 company.
Dude, this old hag pushing 50 who says she can sleep to the top, that competence hierarchies aren't important, that she's not concerned with respect as a result of accomplishing things, and is triggered by every statement of objective truth concerning the accomplishments of those who built the world, believes she is going to be a Fortune 500 company. That's what she just said. This is the reason why men don't respect women. This is the reason why men don't respect women who call themselves boss queens. Because your ideology produces this. This is delusion. This is medical insanity.
I'm ambitious. I have goals.
My
life is worth something. I want to leave a living legacy for my son.
Your living legacy is going to be this. This is going to have the most amount of views of anything you ever do in your entire life. And it's going to be a sad display, one of crashing and burning. Not only is everyone at this table judging you, and that's evident, the entire chat's mocking you, and all the viewers are viewing you as not just delusional, but so out of congruence and at war with reality that you probably have an illness. Tragically, women will want to be respected while thinking that they should aspire to whatever has possessed this woman.
I want to be in Forbes.
stuck in the
I want to be at a Fortune 500 company.
Pulling a
you know?
Harris?
I'm ambitious. I have goals.
Would you want your son to grow up in school and them watching like your OnlyFans? Like,
Believe it or not, though, it gets even better.
Hey, you know
high
what?
school.
Okay.
So after saying she's going to be a Fortune 500 company and be in Forbes, this is what she says.
He's not in high school. He's 21 now, and I just had this conversation with him last week. I said, honey, I'm thinking about doing OnlyFans, but it's not.
I'm gonna be on the Forbes list. Says the old hag pushing. Says the old woman pushing 50. I'm gonna be on the Forbes list. I'm gonna be Fortune 500 company. Hey son, I'm gonna start OnlyFans as a near 50-year-old woman. While it's pathetic and absurd, this kind of delusion that possesses certain women is not funny. The resentment leftism has for reality and the trickle-down resentment into all the subsidiary ideologies such as feminism and its havoc that it wreaks on women is not funny. This delusion has ruined her life. I don't know what type of TikTok content she's consuming, but this is not it. What's most bizarre, too, is that these women think themselves equal to people like Elon Musk, the men at the top of the competence hierarchies, the men who have competed and won to such an extent that if these women dedicated their entire lives to understanding what they did, they still would not understand even 10% of it. And they do this while denying reality that men built civilization and created all the inventions, maintained society, build everything, and they resent their own nature and biology to such an extent that they humiliate themselves on podcasts like this, saying stuff like, I'm going to be a Fortune 500 company and I'm going to be in Forbes because I can leave my son a living legacy by creating an OnlyFans account at the age of 50. It's not going well for feminists, and we need to save them. Guys, I have to show you this because something epic has happened in the world. An 18-year-old has just won the World Chess Championship, and I proliferately keep track of chess, but this is just so epic. I need to show you the final moment. They've played a 14-match game, trading wins and draws, but in game 14, the younger challenger is defeating the Chinese player Ding Liren. Gukesh is about to become world champion, and this is incredibly dramatic.
History being made.
Exactly, and it's a heartbreaking moment for Ding.
You can literally see him shaking. This is crazy, guys. This is nuts.
To lose the world championship
Gukesh, 18 years old with the black piece, is about to become world champion.
crown like this, it's unimaginable.
He's done so much, made so much progress psychologically, emotionally. He's demonstrated his best self as recently as the game before last, but he will succumb. And the head nod, you know what the head nod means. It means he sees the path forward. Peter, there is no doubt that he's going to capture this rook. He will not miss this opportunity. Not after this much work. There it is.